The writer-lyricist Javed Akhtar has spoken out on the 26/11 attacks while in Pakistan. Addressing a gathering in Pakistan, he said that the perpetrators of the 26/11 terror attacks were and are still roaming free, and to expect an Indian to not have any complaint about this would be unfair. He was responding to a person who asked Javed Saab to take with him a message of peace. He said you can't blame Indians for being angry, as the perpetrators of 26/11 are still in that country. Javed Saab, who joins us now, was in Pakistan to attend a festival organized in memory of the renowned Urdu poet Faiz Ahmed Faiz. Javed Saab, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Firstly, Javed Saab, that entire point, how did it exactly come up when you brought up the point that, look, you know, the perpetrators of 26/11, they're still roaming around in Pakistan, and therefore stop complaining about India, look inside as far as Pakistan is concerned?
I was there for 3 days, and I must say that I got a lot of positive vibes. And what is important that I noticed that most of the people whom I met have keen desire, honestly, keen desire to have better relations with India, and they want to come to India, and they want borders where they can get visa, they can come here for education, for trade, for business, for job, and so on and so forth. And they have great admiration for our country, the people. I don't know what the government or the establishment or the army thinks that must be a different agenda, but as far as the people of Pakistan are concerned, I met hundreds of people in 3 days, or maybe thousands. I addressed 2-3 meetings where there were 3,000 or 4,000 people in the auditorium. And this is the vibe I got from them. There was a Q&A session where everybody was asking very friendly, warm questions and so on. But then one lady stood up and she said that we have such admiration for your country, and we like your actors, we like your films, we like your music, we admire your progress and so on and so forth. But perhaps you Indians don't have this kind of respect for us. You think that we are just a country of terrorists and we are all terrorists and India haters, so on. And you don't show that warmth that we show to you. So now the ball was in my court, and this was the time to have some straight talk. So I told her that I think you're not being fair to us. The fact is that as far as the cultural front is concerned, our record is much, much, much better. We have honored Mehdi Hasan, Nusrat Fateh Ali, and Noor Jahan, and so on. And there were great, big, huge, humongous programs, sessions, events. And when Faiz Saab came to India, Faiz has tremendous following in India also. So he was a great poet. So he was, by the government, was treated like a state head of a state. Everywhere he went, he was staying in the governor house. And there was a pilot car in front of him and people, other car moving behind him. He was given so much of respect in India. But our writers, big writers and poets who have come to India, they were never invited by TPTV. Never, never. It was their policy not to invite an Indian. We have had these functions, but there was no event.
So, you know, the point that you mentioned is that Lata Mangeshkar, for example, was not invited to Pakistan.
No. And not only that, I mean, the people who burned my city, I'm from Bombay, were not from Norway or Egypt, that's for sure. And they are still moving around free and without any repercussion. So if Indians have some hurt or some anger in their hearts, you have to understand it. I said that is not a big thing. I don't know, people are thinking that I did such a brave act.
No, but Javed Saab, to the point.
Please listen to me. Let me complete it. What is important, and that has to be noted, that when I said this, the whole hall clapped.
Yes.
That is important. मेरा कहना क्या है? मुझे तो कहना ही था, भाई आप मेरे कोर्ट में ऐसी बॉल रख देंगे, आप हिंदुस्तान के बारे में कहेंगे कि साहब हिंदुस्तानी जो है वो हमको नहीं करते रहते, तो भाई हमने तो हमेशा किया, अब हम तो बताएंगे ना आपने क्या किया, वो बड़ी बात नहीं है, चाहे कहीं भी हो तो मैं तो कहूंगा. लेकिन इम्पोर्टेंट बात यह है, द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग point in this whole event is not my frankness. No, sir. What is important is that hall, which was full of Pakistani people, clapped after that.
No, that's great. And when you made that point, that look, if you believe that there are beliefs among people over here, look inside Pakistan and accept that 2611 terrorists are still floating around in your country. What was the response then? What was the response to that remark?
See the video? They clapped. They agreed with me. Now, where we have to correct our stance, that obviously so many things have happened that which have made an average Indian upset about it, rightly so. But the fact is that we have to understand that no country is a monolith. People who are doing this are not the only people of the Pakistan. There are millions and millions of people who want to have good relations with India.
Yes.
They admire India, India's progress, India's achievement. We tend to think of countries like monolith.
Yes.
It's not a monolith. The fact is that in our policy makers, there should be some kind of expediency that how do we connect with these millions and millions of people who want to have good relations with us. Let us not club them with the army and the establishment. That suits the establishment, that suits the army. Because, wonderful, if you will push everybody, every Pakistani towards the army and club them with the army, it suits the Pakistani army.
No, but Javed Saab, therefore my question is this. Do you believe that this is the right time, sir, for us to engage in talks with Pakistan, which
I am not taking such leave. I don't have that kind of caliber to make such kind of decision. I think people who are in power, people who are holding the administration, they understand what is happening on the first channel of diplomacy, what is happening in the second channel, what is the situation, how we go about it. But I think it should start from an average citizen like me and you, that we should know that when we think of Pakistan, Pakistan army, Pakistan establishment and Pakistan people are not on the same page. That's for sure. That we should keep in our mind.
Javed Saab, what I'm just trying to understand is, do you believe that, because there are those with extreme views in India, there are those with extreme views in Pakistan, a middle ground needs to be found for talks to take place. I'm using that word again. I know it's a difficult question, but I would like to get your views on that, sir. You can have talks at various levels. But a meeting of minds of people...
Now again, various levels make it a bit different. As far as the political necessities are there, political reality is there, I think people who are in that field, people who are running the country, would know better than me. My information is very little. But the fact is that I believe that we Indians have very little information about Pakistani people, and Pakistani people have very little information about India. Now, if I tell you that I was there for 3 days, I did not see a single burqa. I didn't see any burqa.
Right.
There were women, there were girls, college girls, young women. They were as modern as today as a girl from Bombay or Delhi or Bangalore. Now, this is something that an average Indian will find strange.
In fact, it's not concept. Sure. And Javed Saab, it's not just the average Indian talking about peace or wanting peace. I think that's what we all, many of us would certainly want.
No, let's be honest. Let's be honest. We are not that keen to know about it because I'm afraid, let's be frank, there is not much to know. You see, they see a film, they see music, they see industrial development, corporate world, freedom of expression, culture, so on, that attracts. We don't see much from there. we don't know much about it because I'm afraid that they have very small islands of culture and liberal thought. But there are.
Okay, I get that point. But Javed
Yeah.
Saab, let me ask you this, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
In our country, where there are such sharp opinions on how we should and should not be dealing with Pakistan, one of the people who actually came out in full support of you is someone closely associated with the right, Kangana Ranaut, who said that I was a fan of his poetry earlier, but now I feel that he carries a lot of truth and purity with him. Is it not interesting that your thoughts can actually go a little way in sort of bringing us all together towards what I would suggest is most important peace, irrespective of your political view?
What's your next question?
That's my question, sir, and it's the next one also.
I said, what's your next question?
No, come on, sir. Answer a little bit of that. Do you not believe that it's do you not believe that it's an important remark made by Kangana? How do you respond to that, sir?
I don't consider Kangana important, so how can she make important remark? Forget about her. Chaliye aage.
Okay, you don't want to answer that. Let me ask you a little bit about this. One of the big issues, and it's great that I have you on the program today, one of the big issues that we've been debating for the last month or so is on the movie Pathan. It's been a resounding success. It's now drawn in 1,000-odd crore rupees. There was the entire culture, the entire cancel the film. There's a problem in how Deepika dressed, lots of issues. And now this film has done so well. Why, sir? Why do you think it's done so well?
I've not seen the film, unfortunately, because I was busy in other things. I was in the health farm for 15 days and then I came and went out of India and so on. So I could not get an opportunity to see the film, which I'll see at the earliest. And I'm so happy that the film has done so well. It is not only good for Shah Rukh or YRF, but it is good for the whole film industry. We were rather thirsting for a big success, and it happened. So the positivity and the self-esteem of film industry has gained a lot. Why the film is successful? It must be an interesting film. People must have liked the film. Why pictures become big? But there is one more factor, that people were getting fed up of this cancel culture.
Yes.
And ban this film and ban that film and cut that scene. We are a country where there is a constitution, there is a system. The central government has a certification board. And the film is shown to that certificate board, and the board tells the producer or the director that these are the scenes or these are the shots you should cut because they are not proper and it is not advisable to show them. And the producer adheres to that. And then the film is released. After that, if in this state or that state people get up and say, no, you have to remove this, then dissolve this board on one side. Or the other, the home ministers of certain states give a statement that hum dekhenge aur phir hum faisla karenge. Then why should you do that? You should make your own censor board of your particular state. If you don't trust the judgment of the central government certification board, you don't trust the central government choice, then have your own board. And you tell us that when you will make the film, central government will pass it, but we will also see it, our censor board also check it. Because we don't trust the censor certificate board of central government. बोलो ये क्या है? इस तरह तो नहीं हो सकता ना कि आप सड़क पे हर फिल्मों को एडिट करेंगे. ऐसा कैसे पॉसिबल? It doesn't happen. And we tend to underestimate Indian film industry and Indian film's contribution to the image or to the soft power of India. An average Indian picture releases in 130, 136 countries. And if you do head count, an average Indian star is more known than a Hollywood star.
Yes.
On head count. Now we are a source of great goodwill of the country. You go to Egypt, you go to Germany, you go to Philippines, you go to any country, they know the country by the name of film stars. And they are curious about India because Indian films And music. There are countries in Argentina, in a place like Argentina, there are certain restaurants that play only Indian music. Being the chairman of IPRS, I know about it. Our music is so popular all over the world. अब ये जो गुडविल हम दुनिया में क्रिएट कर रही है हिंदुस्तानी फिल्म और हिंदुस्तानी फिल्म म्यूजिक, आप उसको क्यों उसके ऐसी कहते हैं? Why are you trying to destroy it, smear its face? Why? What is the agenda? I mean, we are intentionally or unintentionally. You can say, आप इसलिए थोड़ी पिक्चर बनाते हैं. I will not get into that picture. But the fact is that these films are creating a lot of good films. This music is creating a lot of goodwill all over the world.
Okay. Javed sir,
why are you trying to kill this goose?
One final question. You use the words, what is the agenda? What is the agenda of those? No, I'm asking you, sir, what is the agenda of those who are a part of this cancel culture?
You are repeating my question. I had questioned that.
No, I know that. I'm wondering if you would have an answer to that.
I thought you would answer it.
I don't know.
If I knew it,
I just feel that it's unfortunate in our country to be cancelling films and to be asking for edits in the manner that it's done. I agree with you, but
we are harming our society. We are harming the reputation of our country, and we are not doing something very positive by doing all this.
All right, Javed Saab, wonderful speaking to you. You speak the language of peace, as always.
Pathan success has given this message loud and clear. Don't do this.
Javed Saab, wonderful speaking to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.